Hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting podcast. Today we have Jamia V.M. Wright, actress and movie producer. We're going to interview her today, and we want to know, lift up your heads to the rising sun. So we've got some rapid fire questions that we're going to ask you real quick, and we're going to see if you're ready to answer. We're going to try to answer these in 1 minute or less. You got that?
Got it.
All right, here you go. What's your favorite color?
Purple.
All right. Favorite sport?
Whatever sport my son plays. Basketball.
WWE wrestlers. Do you have a favorite?
Black China. May she rest in peace.
Okay.
Oh, China. I'm sorry.
Okay. Michael Jackson song, favorite?
Man in the Mirror.
Favorite movie of all time?
Set It Off, Poetic Justice, and Sister Act.
First car that you ever owned?
A 2005 Nissan Sentra, black.
Favorite dream car?
I'm actually driving it now, a 2026 Kia Carnival.
What? All right. Favorite vacation spot?
Probably Bahamas.
Do you have a favorite Bible character?
Oh, man. Proverbs 31 woman.
That's right, the virtuous woman.
Yes.
Favorite fruit is?
Mango.
Do you prefer crumble or cheesecake?
Cheesecake.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
And let me see, favorite cartoon character?
Oh, man. Probably Betty Boop, just because she was a rendition of Josephine Baker.
Favorite topping on pizza?
Italian sausage.
Kool-Aid or soda?
Kool-Aid.
Apple or Android?
Android.
Oh, no. Favorite animal?
Peacock.
And sub or hamburger?
Hamburger.
Antique furniture or contemporary?
Antique appliances like telephones, but definitely contemporary furniture.
All right.
Weird.
Bubble gum or chewing gum?
Chewing.
Paintball or laser tag?
Laser tag.
ATV ride in the mud or jet ski in the ocean?
Pass.
Okay. Marvel or DC characters? Do you follow Marvel or DC?
I follow both, but I keep forgetting who is who, but I definitely...
Favorite character then?
Probably Black Panther and then Storm. So I think that's Marvel and DC.
Marvel and X, but you're on point.
Okay.
Last one. If you had ice cream, would you prefer it in a cone or in a bowl?
Cone.
Cone. All right. Thanks so much for answering those. Now, you've had some life-inspiring experiences. Tell us how your acting career started. Take us back to Miami.
Oh, okay. Well, I've always known I wanted to act since I was a very little girl in elementary school. My passion for acting actually came from growing up in poverty. Hurricane Andrew, 1992, destroyed our community.
Yes.
And we struggled for years to get back in our house. We actually lived in a trailer on the side of our house. And we had one TV, and the VCR in there. And random times my dad would take the TV out the house to do whatever. And we all have our demons. But so when I would get an opportunity to watch TV, it would be at like my grandma's house or my auntie house or at the babysitter's house. And I just, on those days when we had no TV, I would read a book and I would imagine myself as the character in either the book or whatever last TV show I watched. And that's when I said, you know what, I can do this. I was entertaining myself, just because we didn't have a TV always.
So that's what inspired your creativity. Oh, very nice.
Yes.
So now, but you had a hiatus. You left acting for about 21 years, then you decided to return. What happened there? COVID happened because we were all writing our wills and bucket lists and everything like that when we were just sitting around watching those people get sick. And I had to ask myself, I said, Jamia, did you do everything God called you to do? Like, if your number get called during this pandemic, did you do everything? And I said, no. And I could hear that little girl in me say, Jamia, remember, I always wanted to act. And I was like, damn. So we were sitting at home. Everybody was quarantined, nothing to do. And so I just started researching different Facebook groups that had acting groups. I ordered a book off Amazon, monologues, looking up different monologues and stuff like that, just brushing up on my craft. And I joined these groups. And finally, I got discovered by White Mouse Productions here in Tallahassee.
And I started back in theater because that's what I started in. And then I got introduced to film up here after the 21 years.
Wow. So from Miami to Tallahassee. Now, what organization was that you worked with in Tallahassee?
So for theater, I was with White Mouse Productions. I was with, which is at FSU. I did Southern Shakespeare at now TSC. I've done FAMU Essential Theaters Association at FAM, like FAMU alumni. And then E. Marie Cecil Dinner and Theater, and the Palatry Theater also in Crawfordville.
Okay, but now you have your own thing going on, your own. Girl, give me something on that. Give me something. You got your own. And the name of your company is?
Virtuous by Passion Productions.
Okay. And how did you come up with that name?
I started it in 2024, and everything I do, I keep God first. And I actually had to pray about the name of my company. I just wasn't going to call it anything that sounded cool. So the word virtuous came from back when I actually started a liturgical dance in my ministry at my church back home in Coconut Grove, which I left there and never hadn't been back since. But the word virtuous means so much to me. And then passion, I knew acting is my passion. That's my God-given talent. That's what God called me to do. So I had to think of a way to combine all of that into one. And I got Virtuous by Passion Productions, and then AKA VXP Films, which is like the shortened version of it.
Okay. So do you have a favorite stage role or production that you've done that you can tell me why it's so meaningful to you?
You mean like in my production company?
With your production company, or you being an actress on stage?
Okay, so on stage, most recently, my last character that I played on stage was in Dinner Theater with E. Marie Entertainment, E. Marie Dinner and Theater. I played Agnes Stevenson in the radio play Sorry Wrong Number that was adapted for stage. And she adapted it for stage. And oh my God, I had a voice for her. She was like this white woman from the upper echelon, nothing like me at all. I was able to create a voice for her and a backstory and mannerisms. Like it was the most challenging because she was nothing like me, but I've always wanted to be like this rich bourgeois type woman.
Wait a minute, now you said you created a voice?
Yes.
All right, do we want to hear this voice? Yes, we do. Can you do it?
Okay, hold on, let me get it. Wait, I gotta start laughing first. This is Agnes Stevenson. Now, I'm calling to report a murder. Well, the murder hasn't been committed yet, but I only heard plans for it over the telephone. Now, Mr. Roll, can you quite connect me to this call, please?
Well, I'm sure I can conduct you to this call. We can make sure that your call gets through because it sounds like it's very important.
It's very important, and I really need you to connect that call immediately. Now, I don't know what is keeping my husband so long, but he's been gone for quite some time, and I'm an invalid.
Oh,
she was actually like a handicapped lady.
Oh, she was handicapped as well?
Well, she
that was very good. I'm going to give you that because we didn't practice that. That was right off rip. That just lets you know you just have to be ready as an actor, and that's what it is. So who are some of the people that you had a chance to work with in the film industry that have really left an impression on you?
In the film industry, of course. Well, let's start with the major leagues. I did get to do Tyler Perry. I love him. I got to do background work for his film Divorcing the Black that came out in 2024. It is still currently on Amazon Prime, starring Megan Good and Corey Hardick. Okay, I was in the background, but hey, that's where you start, in the background. So I was happy to do that. And then everything else has been local here in Tallahassee and Quincy, Florida, doing films with Spencer Hopkins. I've done work with Scott Tepperman. I've done work with the FSU Film School students and FAMU Film School students as well. And then like a lot of independent filmmakers. So the Tallahassee filmmakers, there's a troupe here. And local independent filmmakers that they work their regular 9-to-5 jobs and they do this as a hobby on the side. So I love working with them. And then I've done commercials, two commercials that they're out of rotation now because it was for Envision Credit Union, who has since changed the name to Edition.
But you did them.
But I did them. Yes.
Now, just take us back because I'm quite sure some of our viewers, and especially aspiring filmmakers and producers, they want to know what's a day like with Tyler Perry.
Yes, it was literally a day. So with him, because we were background, we were already told, okay, do not approach the actors and you have to be professional. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, because it was my first time and I haven't been back since. That not because I wasn't invited back, but because I haven't had the chance to really go back. But you can't be like, oh my God, Tyler Perry. You can't do that because he's working. So,
right.
But
he's on the job.
He's on the job, and everybody else was so normal. I was the only one that was like, and everybody was like, "This your first time doing it?" I say, "Yeah," because they were all like regulars. Like some people make a career out of just being a background actor because they live locally in the city, and the pay is pretty good. So, they just make a career out of just that. So he was so nice, and breakfast, lunch, and snack, meals. Then we got to what else? What all did we get to do? Oh, we just got to like hang out and like look at the actors. We didn't approach anybody, but we just got to network with each other. And
nice.
Yeah, and you brought your own clothes, or they also had clothes for you. They did your hair and makeup for you. Now, I had my locks already done, but, they took them down and redid the top. And then they did my makeup and they covered my tattoos.
Oh, hey, nice perks, huh? All right, then.
I liked it.
All right. So what roles are you most passionate about? For yourself, actually.
For me, I love a role, anything that is like a strong Black female lead that it challenges me as an actor in my range, because I want to be able to come out and every time you see me, I give you something different each time. So with theater, you got to be conscious about the roles that you take. Well, with film too, because it leaves a lasting impression on your audience. So just anything that's strong and has different layers. I don't want to I don't mind if it calls for it, but I don't want to only do surface level acting. I want to be able to have like multiple layers, not just on the surface where it's just one direction, one dimensional. You're the same all the time. Your character doesn't evolve throughout the story. You want something that shows a range.
Okay. So we're talking about showing range. You just produced, screen wrote, acted. You did the whole 9 yards in a film that's called Desiree's Purpose.
Yes.
Incredible.
Thank you.
I attended that. It was a red carpet affair. It was awesome. A theater possibly holding about 250 people or so. Take me from the beginning. What caused you what did you think about, or how did Desiree's Purpose come about?
Okay, so honestly, Desiree's Purpose, I wrote it as a play. Like I currently do for the inmates. I wrote it for these kids. I was working at City of Tallahassee Parks and Recreation at Dade Street. And my boss was like, "Oh, Jamia, you do acting. Why don't you write a little play for the kids to do, at the end of the summer?" So I'm like, okay. So it was originally a stage play called Dance Unto Me. The kids, they had a great time doing it. And then they performed it at the end. They performed a reading at the end of the summer camp. And then I took it. That's when I met Spencer Hopkins. And Spencer said, because I did his film, Life Inside the Seed. And so he said, why don't you turn your play into a short film? So originally it was supposed to be a short film. So I added extra characters to try to give the main characters a backstory.
Yes.
And then I developed it into a screenplay. And then it was supposed to be a proof of concept, which is like just an idea of what could be if you were to get like a deal or something. And then it was a short film. And then like I just over the course of like 3 years, Desiree's Purpose took 3 years to do.
Wow.
Over the time, it kept developing. And so it became a feature length. And the challenge, like for that, was it being my very first film. Usually they encourage you to just do something short, so that way you can kind of learn from your mistakes with something small. But the story grew so big, the cast grew so big, and it was a lot. And it was only by God's grace that I got it done.
Well, God did a lot of grace for you and gave you a lot of grace because the film was excellent. You said that it took 3 years. Now, we have aspiring film producers, screenwriters. Was it worth the 3-year wait?
I feel like it was.
Okay.
I feel like it was. Because I wrote it in 2022. I changed it to a movie, from a play to a movie in 2023. We shot it in 2024, and we edited it in 2025. And then by the end of 2025, we premiered it. And now in 2026, we're getting it ready for streaming. So we're back recutting it, re-editing it, and we're gonna show it again in this summer.
Okay, so it seems like the work is always ongoing when it comes to writing, producing, editing. Which is the most challenging for you, writing, the producing, or the editing?
Well, because I'm not an editor yet, somebody else is doing it for me. So, right. So that wouldn't be my role. Writing is nothing. Writing is a natural talent. Producing is a lot, because you're actually getting it together, getting your team together, for your crew, getting your cast, all of that stuff, like shooting it and all of that stuff. I think that takes the longest, because that's when you bring other people in. And when people are working for free, you can't.
No, just be honest, because they need to know.
Yeah, you have to appreciate. You always have to be humble and grateful, but
Challenges, they're challenges.
There are very much so challenges, if that makes sense.
No, because that's a very sensitive industry. Time, your product, all of that has to be on point.
Yeah.
Because you're selling yourself. This represents you.
Yes.
And your work. Your name goes out, and can we say that this is the first major piece that would have your name on it in your company, that you say, look, this is who I am, and this is where I'm starting, but this is where I want to go.
Right. And it started out and was so big, like you said. So now I'm scared. I'm scared that I don't know if my next thing is going to be as big, or would it be even bigger? Only God knows.
Well, hey, there's nothing wrong with the challenge. And I'm quite sure some of you that are out there, you haven't gotten this far and you would like to be where she is, but you see that it takes a while. And some people think that you move to Hollywood and it happens like this.
No.
So many actors have told stories about how they slept in cars for years, how they bust tables, how they washed dishes, how they were looking for that one moment where somebody would discover them. And it took a while, but when they got their chance, they seized that opportunity. And that's why they're so serious about what they're doing right now, because this is something that everyone sees. And once you do that, and you do well at it, then people want you.
Yeah. You just reminded me. My goodness, the challenges.
Yeah, something you want to share when it comes to challenges?
like during production, I promise you, I had health challenges. Like I told you, the time frame of from 2022 to 2025, like in 2023, I had like major surgery. I had a hysterectomy because my, it was bad for me, like anemia wise. And then I was not working while we shot in 2024.
You were not?
No. Yeah, we shot in 2024. I wasn't working. My mom paid my rent while I got the majority of Desiree's Purpose shot.
Wow.
In 2024. And
I did not know that.
Yeah. That was before I came to the state.
Wow.
And I said, Mom, she said, I got you. Like, chase your dream. Like, when you gotta have a village. Like, the struggle is real, and it's hard for people who don't have anybody. But I thank God, like, my mom had my back, like, when I was shooting, and I got the majority of it shot. And then I went back into teaching, and then I got on with the state. So by the time I got to Department of Corrections, I was like almost I had like 80% of it shot. I think it was like almost the majority and the hard part was done. So I just knew that was God's grace. Like, you just reminded me of that.
You talking about Desiree's Purpose. How about Miss Wright's Purpose? I mean, but that's what it is. When you have a dream, you can't let it go. If you know that that's what you're called to do, there will be challenges. You cannot let it go. And that's one of the things that I want to talk to you. Just talk to the young people out there, or the filmmakers, whoever they are, whether young or young at heart. Give them some encouragement right now. Just give them some encouragement.
Listen, y'all, let me be an epitome of like chasing your dream. Okay, I am almost 40 and I had stopped for a long time. I have kids now. I have 4 kids. You know, I had to get my health together. Like all of that challenges of actually shooting something with no money, like really trusting God, have a plan, write it out, do a vision board, put it on your wall and every day pray about it and say, God, show me the way. This is what I want to do, or this is, or put what you want for me to do. You know, make sure your passion aligns with your purpose. Okay, and allow God to lead you. He gonna put the right people in your path to help you, and he gonna show you who is not for you. And also too, learn how to cope with rejection. Don't always think that, you know what I'm saying, God's rejection, they say God's rejection is sometimes his protection. You never know what he's protecting you from when you hear the word no. So if you can take that, and then if you get a serious group of people or learn from someone who is in the field of whatever, it may not be filmmaking, but something that you want to do, surround yourself with people who are like-minded, also positive, also willing to not gatekeep information, but show you what's right, and allow God to use them for you to learn whatever it is you need to learn in order to perfect your craft. And then too, like, not every opportunity is going to be yours. You got to know that too. You got to, you know what I'm saying, be comfortable with hearing no and hearing not yet. Okay. Like, and just think if you eat, sleep, and breathe it, then that's for you. You know, I eat, sleep, and breathe acting. I'm always thinking about my movie, just like I'm thinking about my kids all the time. You know, like, you have to make it a priority. You have to sacrifice, trim the fat off stuff that you know you don't need in your life, and make room for what you know is a priority and what you know is what God calls you to do. You will know, because it will make a way for itself. And you will look back and be like, oh my God, how did I do this with no money? Mm-hmm. No money. No. Everybody worked for free. No money. Like, I didn't. Oh yes, of course, you could use my place. Come over. You know, you could use my location to shoot. Like, I had a friend, Marie. She let me use her house and she let me use her job. Like, what? 4 different scenes I shot at her house and her job between the two. Like, that's God right there. I mean, and she was just like, oh, no problem, because I believe in your vision. Get you people like that in your corner. Like, seriously, that's why I would do anything for her. Like, seriously, and Spencer and Brian and everybody else, like...
Oh, well,
it was a lot.
She's sending some shout outs to those people that were behind the scenes that, as you heard, provided and supported her along the way.
Yes.
But now I know you heard something early and you might want some clarification on that or for us to expound on it. You heard inmate. Well, she works in a prison and she teaches there, but she does a lot of projects with the inmates that are there, and she's done plays with them. Tell me about that experience.
Oh my God, it's definitely challenging working with the inmate population because they haven't been exposed to what you have been exposed to. And so when you're teaching them something new, they get excited about it. So they love the creative outlet that doing plays and showcases have brought them. I've done 2 Black History plays, and then I did a Father's Day play, and also a Christmas production. And they love it. They enjoy it. They always want to do more. So I've been doing that with them. It also taught me a lot because I'm a true thespian and because I know the etiquette and the rules in acting and theater and stuff like that. Teaching it to someone who probably who have not been exposed to that before, it can be challenging when you are passionate about something and you're dealing with people who may or may not appreciate it as much. So I had to learn that in this last go round, that because you love something so much, somebody else may be not as passionate or still learning to appreciate the art. So, but giving them that opportunity to not be sitting around getting in trouble, I love it. And also to my little shout out list, I got it. I can't
go ahead. No. Yes. This is your time.
I can't forget my guy Patrick Holmes. For P Holmes Promotion, he helped promote The Heavens out of Desiree's Purpose red carpet premiere. And if it wasn't for him, like, that house wouldn't have been packed like how you saw at the IMAX. So he really, really, and that's another like angel God sent to help me. Like, I love that guy. I do. Mr. Holmes, shout out to Mr. Holmes.
So once again, let's just reiterate, it takes a village.
It takes a village.
And this project started in 2022?
Yep, writing it as a play.
Then by 2024, started editing. Then by 2025, you started the final cuts and producing and things of that nature. Then you showed it, like I'm saying, she showed out. People were there in after 5 just like you would walk the red carpet in Hollywood. I'm like, this thing is off the chain. And you would never know that was her first time. So what we're saying here on the J Roll Call podcast is think big and you got to do big.
Think and believe big. Yeah. Believe big. Even speaking it into existence. I want to do this. No, I'm going to do this. Okay?
So it's changing the way you talk. Well, first of all, change the way you think. Will change the way you talk.
Yeah.
And will change and help with the things that you do.
Yep, because you got to put it in the atmosphere. It got to be speaking into existence, I believe.
Look, guys, I'm so glad we have brought Miss Wright in so we could give you an idea of what's happening and about her vision. And we want to encourage you. What's your vision? It may not be film. It could be something else. But what is your vision? What do you have stored up here that you may not have put on paper, or like she said, you might not have lived it or breathed it like you should have? It's time to get up and do that thing. It's time to rise and conquer. It's time to be about it. Whatever you want to say, that's what we're here to do. And look, I want to thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you
for sharing your story. I believe that this has been an inspiration. It's been an inspiration to me because I'm starting out on the podcast here, and I'm hoping that I can have many viewers.
He will have many viewers.
Yeah, that's right.
He's going to have many viewers.
I will have many viewers.
And have many more guests.
That's right. Many more guests. I have to speak it as well. I've got to take that doubt talk out, and I've got to know that it's going to happen.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Jamia, VM Wright of Virtuous by Passion Productions. And I want to give a special shout out to my whole cast and crew who helped make Desiree's Purpose an eventful special night. I cannot forget my DPs, Spencer, Brian, Michael Walker, and Gene Kochanowski, and then my promoters, Patrick Holmes and Azaria Clemens of YSP. Guys, I want to thank God, my mom, my kids, Isaiah, Micah, Lyric, and Larry, my brother Jamar, my dad in heaven, my little brother in heaven, all of the angels that are watching over us, and then my crew, which is so many people to name. But guys, I could not have done it without my village. I want to say thank you so much for always loving and supporting me. I cannot wait to bring you many more magic. I want to thank Mr. Roll for the opportunity to come on the J Roll podcast and share my story. I hope it uplifts and inspires others to continue to walk in your purpose and chase your dreams, okay? Because you're nothing but get called. You got to know that you've done everything that God called you to do. And that is my biggest goal to achieve this yet. So you guys stay tuned. My next film will be Something in the Milk, and it's coming out next year, maybe. I don't know, but I can't wait for you guys to see this next one. Thank you so much.